Ozempic and similar drugs have become household names for managing diabetes and supporting weight loss. But have you ever wondered why these medications seem to work wonders for some people, while others barely see any results? Recent research from Stanford Medicine has uncovered a surprising genetic reason behind this mystery. Today we'll explore the science of GLP-1 resistance, a hidden factor that may explain why about 10% of people don't respond to Ozempic-like drugs. Let's dive into the fascinating world of genetics and medicine to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. GLP-1 receptor agonists like Ozempic and Wegovy are widely prescribed for type 2 diabetes and more recently for weight loss. These drugs mimic a hormone called GLP-1 which helps regulate blood sugar, slows down stomach emptying, and reduces appetite. Over a quarter of people with type 2 diabetes use these medications, but despite their popularity, not everyone gets the same benefits. Scientists have long noticed that some patients don't see the expected drop in blood sugar or weight. This led researchers to dig deeper into the possible reasons behind this varied response. Stanford Medicine's recent study published in Genome Medicine revealed a hidden reason for this difference: genetics. About 10% of the population carries specific genetic variants that lead to something called GLP-1 resistance. In these individuals, the body actually produces higher levels of GLP-1, but the hormone doesn't work as effectively. This means that even though the body is making more of the hormone, it's not able to lower blood sugar or control appetite as it should. This discovery is a major step toward understanding why some people don't benefit from Ozempic and similar drugs. GLP-1 resistance is a newly identified phenomenon where the body's response to the GLP-1 hormone is blunted. Even though people with this resistance have higher levels of GLP-1, their bodies don't react as expected. This means that the usual benefits of GLP-1 drugs, like lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite, are much weaker or even absent. Scientists are still trying to figure out exactly why this happens, but the discovery of GLP-1 resistance is already changing how doctors think about treating diabetes and obesity. Research team focused on two specific genetic variants that affect an enzyme called PAM, or peptidoglycine alpha-mediating monooxygenase. This enzyme is crucial for activating many hormones in the body, including GLP-1. If there's a problem with the PAM enzyme, it can disrupt how GLP-1 works. Previous studies had already linked PAM gene variants to diabetes, but this new research shows they also play a role in GLP-1 resistance. Understanding the PAM gene's role could help doctors predict who will respond to GLP-1 drugs and who won't. The researchers studied people with the PAM gene variant. They expected to find lower levels of GLP-1. Instead, they found the opposite. These individuals had higher levels of GLP-1, but the hormone wasn't doing its job. This was a surprising twist. Despite the abundance of GLP-1, blood sugar levels didn't drop as expected. This meant that more hormone was needed to achieve the same effect, a classic sign of resistance. This finding challenged previous assumptions and opened up new questions about how these drugs work. To confirm their findings, the scientists conducted experiments in both humans and mice. In people, they measured blood sugar and GLP-1 levels after drinking a sugary solution. In mice, they studied animals that lacked the PAM gene. Both groups showed similar patterns: high GLP-1 levels but poor blood sugar control. In mice, food moved through the stomach faster, and GLP-1 drugs didn't slow it down as they normally would. These results confirmed that GLP-1 resistance is a real and robust phenomenon, not just a fluke. Further experiments showed that the number of GLP-1 receptors in the pancreas and gut remained unchanged in mice with the PAM gene defect. This means the problem isn't with the receptors themselves or how GLP-1 binds to them. Instead, the resistance seems to occur further along in the biological pathway, possibly affecting how the signal is transmitted inside the cells. This finding adds another layer of complexity to the puzzle and highlights how much we still have to learn about these medications. See how GLP-1 resistance affects real-world treatment. The researchers analyzed data from several clinical trials involving people with diabetes. They found that individuals with PAM gene variants responded less effectively to GLP-1 drugs. For example, after 6 months of treatment, only about 11.5% of people with one variant reached their target blood sugar levels, compared to 25% of those without the variant. This clear difference shows how genetics can directly impact the effectiveness of these medications. Interestingly, the genetic variants linked to GLP-1 resistance did not affect how patients responded to other common diabetes medications, such as metformin or sulfonylureas. This means the resistance is specific to drugs that work through the GLP-1 pathway. In some trials with longer-acting GLP-1 drugs, there was no difference in response between people with and without the variants, suggesting that certain formulations might help overcome resistance. This finding could guide future drug development and personalized treatment plans. Despite years of research, the exact biological mechanism behind GLP-1 resistance remains a mystery. Scientists have ruled out many possible explanations, but the answer is still elusive. This situation is similar to insulin resistance, another complex condition that took decades to understand. Even though the details aren't fully clear, recognizing GLP-1 resistance is a crucial step toward developing better treatments and helping more patients achieve their health goal. One of the most exciting implications of this research is the potential for precision medicine. If doctors can identify patients with GLP-1 resistance before starting treatment, they can choose more effective medications from the start. This approach could save time, reduce frustration, and improve outcomes for people with diabetes and obesity. As genetic testing becomes more accessible, personalized treatment plans may soon become the norm in managing these conditions. Researchers are now looking for ways to overcome GLP-1 resistance. One idea is to develop medications that can sensitize the body to GLP-1, similar to how insulin sensitizers work for insulin resistance. Another approach is to create longer-acting GLP-1 drugs that might bypass the resistance. As scientists continue to unravel the biology behind this phenomenon, new treatments and strategies are likely to emerge, offering hope to those who don't respond to current medications. Discovery of GLP-1 resistance doesn't just affect diabetes and weight loss treatments. It highlights the importance of understanding individual differences in medicine. As we learn more about how genetics influence drug response, the future of healthcare will become increasingly personalized. This research also shows the value of collaboration, with scientists from around the world contributing to these breakthroughs. Summary: Ozempic and similar GLP-1 drugs don't work for everyone, and genetics play a key role in this variation. The discovery of GLP-1 resistance is a major step toward more effective, personalized treatments for diabetes and obesity. While many questions remain, ongoing research promises to unlock new solutions and improve the lives of millions. As science advances, the hope is that everyone can find the right treatment for their unique biology.